Iran's Noor News saying that 78 were killed, 329 injured in Israeli attacks on residential areas in Tehran. Joining us now, Congressman Krishnamoorthi. He's the ranking member of the China Select Committee and a member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, which is in charge of oversight of the Intelligence Committee. And it's good to see you, Congressman. In the past, you've been a pretty staunch defender of Israel. I'm quoting you from a former, when there was some other, you were commenting on a response that Iran had done to Israel. I think it was back in October. And you said Israel has a right to defend itself at all times, especially against an Iranian regime, which continues even now to seek Israel's destruction. Nothing has changed from that. From what you're saying there in terms of Israel's destruction. Do you back this move by Israel 100% that we saw yesterday or last night?
Well, I think that key context is yesterday morning, the IAEA, for the first time in 2 decades, said that they had detected nuclear activities at sites that they had not known about, and that Iran had enriched uranium beyond 60% level, which is far beyond what's necessary for civilian nuclear purposes. So I can understand why the Israelis would take action, especially when Iran is so intransigent at the bargaining table. And so now, although people like me are 100% in favor of a strong U.S.-Israel relationship, I'm hoping that we can de-escalate a little bit for a second, maybe give Iran a chance to come back to the negotiating table, and make sure that we protect our U.S. troops and interests in the region. Any kind of reprisal on them by the Iranian regime would be a grave mistake. And I think now is a time to kind of take stock of what's happened and act accordingly.
I think that's what, if you read between the lines on some of the president's Truth Social posts, he's saying that. And I guess you would. Are you critical of anything that the Trump administration or the president said? Because they said, I gave you this much time. There's still time for some type of negotiations here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's still time to come to an agreement to end the Iranian nuclear program. We know that the Israelis attacked the Natanz enrichment plant. But remember, a lot of the facilities are at Fordo, which is deep underground. And so the Iranian nuclear program in some ways remains intact. So now we have to go back to the bargaining table and explain to the Iranians that, look, we want to peacefully negotiate an end to this program. Now is the time to do it. And if you don't, you're going to invite more of what you saw last night.
But anything short of destroying the Fordo facility, or at least attempting to do it, some watchers say that this will even embolden Iran to move even faster with the facilities that it has left at this point. And I don't know. We've seen past agreements. It's very difficult to monitor compliance with all those agreements. And I mean, if they said, yeah, we're gonna be good and we're not gonna do any more enrichment at Fordo, why would we believe them at this point? There are some people that think it should. If you come this far, you've just poked the bear, and you've started things. Finish it off. You're not one of those people that thinks that we should, or Israel should do that with Fordo.
Well, I think that I'm not sure that there's the capacity to destroy Fordo. Moreover, I think that Iran right now desperately wants those sanctions lifted. The economy is in shambles, Joe. You know that as well as anyone. And so for them to have any of those sanctions lifted or to have any sanctions relieved, there has to be a verifiable way that we know that their nuclear program is dismantled. But beyond that, let's make the agreement even better. Let's end the nefarious activities in the region, especially support for Houthis and Hezbollah. And then let's also restrict the ballistic missile program, too.